Hey guys, it's me, Papogan. I'm back for another video today. Before I start, actually, this popped up on my screen. It's something I do, I've sort of have an opinion on that I do want to tell you guys about. So these rewards, you've reached 350,000 strongest team power. I'd hold off on these things. See, technically, these are good values right here. These are very good values. You know, and even in like when I talk about the value of the game versus what it's actually worth, even in like what I think it's actually worth, this is a good value right here. I don't pick these up though because they give out so many of them. You know, by the time you'd be done picking out all these strongest team power offers and the total collection power offers, you know, you'd be $50-$60 down the drain. So I don't pick up these offers, even though again this is good. I don't think I'd buy it again. Something I would buy again though, they did do this $5 offer where you could get a bunch of power cores over the course of a month. I didn't pick it up because the battle pass was coming out and I was assuming the battle pass was going to be a good value, but then the battle pass turned out to not be a good value. So if I could go back in time, I would pick up that $5 pack. Anyways, so let's talk about what I want to talk about today. So I want to talk about, you know, how much should you play Blitz, because my opinion has actually changed now that Blitz Sim has come out. So I was originally, for a long time, I always just ran milestones and called it a day. I still do that on a lot of occasions. As you can see with this Ironheart Blitz, I just pretty much went for milestones. I have Rescue, I think I called her Ironheart earlier, at max star rank, so these are absolutely useless to me. There's no reason to push harder in this Blitz if I already have her maxed out. Like, what am I going to get? Like an extra... there's nothing of value here, so I'm not going to push hard on this. The Orb Blitzes, I generally just go for milestones. Really, any character that I maxed out or is old, like say they did a Doctor Strange Blitz, I don't have it maxed out, but I'm not going to go hard on a Doctor Strange Blitz or something like that. The only blitzes I really do pay attention to are the new character blitzes. Again, most characters get 2 blitzes when they first come out. Longshot will likely have 2 blitzes coming for him within the next week or so. So I'll be going pretty hard on those. And some things actually change with Blitzsim. So I usually would get in this, if you go to the rewards right over here, let's take a look at the Yellow Jacket one. If you go to the rewards, I would usually get in this 26 to 60% bracket. I never really went higher than that. I'd get 15 shards. So essentially I'd get like 36 shards per blitz cycle for a character. But recently, with this Yellow Jacket Blitz right here, I did get into the 11 to 25% because I got 5 million points. Usually, again, I'd only get 750,000, but since you could auto blitz, you know, I ran through my roster a couple extra times because I just, you know, why not? I didn't mind, didn't really take any time. It took like a minute to run through my whole roster, and I think what's really cool is with my mindset of building a wide roster, I think Blitz Sim actually really benefits people that have been building wide this whole time, because now you're on the same playing field as everyone else. You know, everyone else before could be like, you'd have these people who kind of know life to a certain extent, where they'd set an alarm every 2 hours, play the game, kind of crazy actually. It was really absurd. Some people, like, they'd be talking on Reddit like, I'm actually going to spend time with my family this weekend because I'm not going to be running Blitz. I'm like, what the... But now that you can auto this, you know, even if you're not that competitive of a person, you can relatively easily max out your blitz score. I did not. 5 million is not the max. I maybe did my rotation, I don't know, 5 or 6 times, but I still probably invested less total time than when I just run everyone through once to get the milestones, and I got an additional 10 shards, which may not seem like much, but that bumps it up to 46 shards per blitz set for a character, which would total you to only being 8 shards away from a 100 shard unlock character. And that's important because if you take a look at these orbs for these characters, they dropped 6 to 180 shards. So before, you'd get 36 plus 36, you'd get like 72 or shards for a character out of 100. So you needed a lot more. You'd have to invest a decent amount of power cores in the orbs. You got to hope for some good drops. It was a pretty big power core sink. Now, if you can place in that 11 to 25% range both times, you're probably looking at only needing to open 1 to 2 orbs. If you take a look at the orbs, you just need 8. As you can see, 6 is the bare minimum, but if you take a look at this, to get 8, it's a 50% chance. So essentially half the time you'll have to open up 2 orbs for the character. The other half of the time you only have to open up 1 orb. So you have a pretty good chance of only having to spend 675 power cores as opposed to like 2,000 power cores or something like that. So that's a pretty big difference. And I want to show you guys this little tool you can use. If we go to the Marvel Strike Force Discord server, let me zoom out so you guys can see this whole thing. So if you take a look right here, they have this Blitz result channel. So you can take a look here, and people post their Blitz score and where they placed in the grand scheme of the Blitz. So I think Yellow Jacket is a pretty good, he's probably gonna be pretty analogous to the Longshot Blitz. Yellow Jacket's a new character. I think you can argue the hype for Yellow Jacket's lower than a Longshot, but I don't think Longshot's hype's that high because, again, he doesn't have a team yet. Yellow Jacket's on like a not so exciting team. So we could take a look through here and see some of the people's scores that they got, and we could get a general range for what this 11 to 25% was looking like here. So right here, this guy got 4.7 million for his score. He was in the 11 to 25% range. That's what we're shooting for right here. Once you get above the 11% range, it really does, it jumps pretty significantly to go to that 10% plus range. As you can see, another 11 to 25%. See, look, this guy got 9.5 million points, and he was still in that 11 to 25% range. So as you can see, to increase your rewards beyond this point, to maybe not even have to buy cores at all, you'd really have to much more consistently play Blitz. I don't really want to do it that much. I don't mind investing a little bit of cores. You could save that up pretty easily over the course of character releases. Another 11 to 25%. You can see 4.6 million right here. As you can see, 4 to 10%, 13 million. So you almost need to triple to go into that 4 to 10% range. 17 million, 4 to 10%. Once you get to the 2 to 3%, you have like 28.7 million. Let's look for any more 11 to 25%. 11 to 25%. This guy had 3.8 million, and he's still placed into the 11 to 25%. If we scroll down a little more, we have another. So 7.5 million, 11 to 25%. So there's what's good here is what we're seeing is there's a pretty broad range. You know, if you like 4 million to like 8 million, it seems like you can place anywhere within that range, and you will get that 11 to 25% right there. So that bodes well. It means you're not looking for a very narrow margin. Hopefully, it's pretty easy to get into this 11 to 25% range. So if we take a look, I'll show you the teams I'm running just so you can get an idea for, you know, what am I working with right here. I'll scroll down through the roster real slowly for you guys. I ran through all these characters, I don't know, six to 8 times probably, a little more, a little less. As you can see, all the teams are relatively built up. I'd say bare minimum, I was earning 30,000 per a fight. I did lose some. I didn't really worry too much about losing, as long as you sort of reach this point where you're at the 8.3 range, you're tier 8. Really, once you get to tier 8, as long as you're winning every other fight, you're fine. You just want to stay in that tier 8 range. So essentially, right here, you only go down a tier if you lose a fight when you have no progress within a tier. Every time you win a fight in a tier, you earn a bar of progress to move on to the next tier. It maxes out at tier 8. And you can earn up to 3 bars at tier 8, and if you lose, it goes back down to 0 bars for tier 8. If you lose again in tier 8, you'd go down to tier 7. You don't want that. So as long as you just win one, lose one, or something like that in tier 8, you just try to, you know, win more than you lose. I think that's the only thing that really matters. So I didn't even play that seriously, and I got that score that put me into the 11 to 25% range. So that's something I wanted to let you all know about today, because that's not unimportant. Changing the amount you'd need to get a 100 shard character from, you know, 24 plus shards to 8 shards in terms of opening up orbs. That's a pretty huge jump right there in terms of potential for what we can do. You know, luckily not that many people watch my videos, so this can stay a secret between us, that now with this auto blitz that's been out, if you push for now Longshot, it's going to be his first blitz. I think a lot of people are going to try maybe a little harder. If you push for maybe 6 million, I think you're pretty comfortably in the 11 to 25% range for Longshot. We'll have to see when Longshot comes around again, what are the scores for his blitzes, but you know, don't be afraid to push just a little harder, because it's not a significant investment now, and you could get a pretty significant return for that little bit of time you put into blitz. I'll be keeping a very close eye on the Longshot Blitz, seeing the scores for it. I think some people were concerned that this auto blitz would, you know, shoot the scores through the roof, but I think, you know, you still have the people that don't really care. You have a decent amount of the player base that just sort of plays this game. They play a bit sort of, like maybe don't do everything, you know. So if you're pushing relatively, you know, you run like 6 rotations, you're boosting yourself so far beyond those people. You know, there's some people that even with blitz being made easy, you know, they don't care to take advantage of it, and that's perfectly fine. Even better for people like us, because that makes it even easier to get to the higher percentage points. You know, once you get to that upper echelon, like that 1 to 10%, those people are going to take advantage of that auto blitz, and that's when the scores are going to really balloon. But down here, we're fighting for the 11 to 25%. You have a ton of people that don't even care about auto blitz. So all the auto blitz has done has made our lives even easier and increased our potential rewards. So I hope this video has encouraged you to just, you know, push a little harder in blitz. I want to let you guys know about this new opening in the 4 to 8-ish million area of the potential of getting 25 shards for new characters, because that is awesome for mostly free-to-play players. And completely free-to-play players. With that being said, at the end of the day, what do I really know? Because I am only a 19-year-old. I hope everyone gonna have a happy and healthy day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Signing off, everyone.